Hello, Westford. Sparks flew at the Board of Health meeting this week regarding Newport materials. We tell you why traffic barrels are lining Route 110 at Tadmuck Road, and we bring you our interview with Westford Academy's newly appointed Dean, Dan Twomey. I'm Ira Keltz, and it's time for WestfordCAT News. The Board of Health met with Newport Materials owner Richard DeFelice on June 12th regarding a hazardous materials storage permit for his asphalt plant at 540 Groton Road. But members took no action on whether to approve the application, a development that infuriated DeFelice.
But let me speak to the settlement agreement just a little bit. So we obviously all know that we have a signed agreement, binding contract between the town and myself and my company. And Newport, since we signed that agreement, has probably spent in excess of $400,000 to $500,000 in meeting all its requirements. Part of the requirements speak to that we need the permit from Mr. Stevens that you will review for the storage tank. And
we will have to approve
it also
as well.
states that I can bring Phil onto that site until September of 2017, okay?
Didn't we do a cease and desist?
Well, let me finish.
Okay.
I'm well aware of that,
Okay.
okay? I think your cease and desist is fraudulent. I think you're doing nothing but trying to stall me. I think your board has done nothing but try to hurt my project since 2009, and you know about that because you were on that board, and you were on that board as well. You know everything.
We represent the
you
people
know
in this
everything that
town.
we went through, okay? Now, I'm here in front of you with an application that's very thorough, has some questions that need to be answered, that's fine. For you to turn around now and say that because you issued this cease and desist, because you feel that we are bringing, solid hazardous waste onto the site, which your bylaw doesn't speak to, is wrong. And you should be ashamed of yourself and this board for not acting on that permit, for not acting on my permit, okay? So I know that you're trying to commingle everything, and I know you're all trying to cause damage, and that's okay.
That's your
That's
opinion,
your
It's not
and
my
you're
opinion,
entitled
it's
to it.
fact,
That's-
because
no,
I've lived
it's-
it, and I see the facts, and I've written the checks. So I know what you're trying to do. They can laugh all they want, because when their time comes, and they're gonna be sitting in front of a situation,
I'm here to
that's
give a
okay.
lecture.
Okay, stop.
Okay?
All right, to the board.
Please, please.
At the end of the day, guys,
Hey, Diane.
Hey, guys, please, stop.
at the end of the day, all I'm asking you is to treat me like any other citizen in this town that's gone for a tank, for a gas station permit, or any other type of permit, which you're certainly not doing, and I get that, and the rest will play out, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm done now.
An overflowing crowd of residents expressed anxieties over the safety of the storage tanks that are being installed on the 115-acre property.
You mentioned, what if a hurricane and what if an earthquake, and I really appreciate you thinking out of the box like that. So that made me think, with the global warming that's going on, you can fight that argument if you want or not, but seems to me as I've gotten older, we have more and more tornado warnings every single year. So a tornado coming through that area, knocking over the tanks, that could easily topple these tanks. And if that happened, who would clean it up and who would pay for it to get cleaned up?
The board also discussed the stockpiling of soil at the location. DeFelice is participating in the state's soil reclamation project designed to fill quarries, sand, and gravel pits. Keith Barron, an environmentalist that DeFelice hired to oversee the project, explained the process.
Before soil is brought onto the site, I'll give you an example. Harvard and MIT are building buildings in Kendall Square in Cambridge. For them to build a building, they have to dig soil out to create a foundation. You have a great deal of soil that has to be put somewhere. Cambridge doesn't let you put a mountain of soil in the middle of Kendall Square. So what we do is we work with their LSP. It's not our soil. They have this pile of soil, and they look at it, and they test it. Whoop, this part of soil has some oil in it. That goes to New Hampshire to a special facility for disposal. This soil is going to be used, mixed with asphalt, and used as road base. It's good stuff. This soil has another use. What you try to do is find a beneficial use for this soil. You don't want to take this valuable soil and just dispose of it.
But Board of Health members questioned the timeline for the soil stockpiling, and Cataldo noted the Department of Environmental Protection is conducting an investigation.
So the settlement agreement tied the soils and the asphalt plant together. And so we need to know about what's going on with the soils, and you've decided to not obey our cease and desist. And on top of that, the DEP is investigating you. So until we have a conclusion to that investigation, until we see how you're going to respond to our cease and desist.
Watch the entire meeting at WestfordCAT.org. Here's our news director, Joyce Polino-Crane, with a highlight from the June 13th Selectmen's meeting.
Thanks, Ira. Selectmen straddled the line regarding a proposal by town engineer Paul Sterrett to install a smart light at Groton and Dunstable Roads. Sterrett has been working on the project with Beverly Woods of the Northern Middlesex Council of Governments and Michael Myers with the civil engineering firm Tech Incorporated of Lawrence.
And this intersection is on our top 100 list of the most dangerous intersections in the region. And by virtue of having that designation, it is eligible for those funds. If you look at the total number of crashes that have occurred at this intersection, they're actually greater than what you see at Oak Hill and Route 40. And the state that publishes their EPDO scores, those scores are based in part on severity of the accidents, and because there was a fatality at Oak Hill and 40, it gets a higher score due to the fact that the fatality occurred. But this intersection, in my opinion, is equally as dangerous.
But several residents whose homes are near the intersection voiced opposition to the traffic light. Here's Beth Flanagan registering her objection.
So if this light goes in, I go down Boston and Main Street every single day, backed up all the way down to 495. That's going to need a traffic light. I mean, everybody has to keep their jobs. That's going to be the next traffic light. The Concord Road and Carlisle Road, there's going to be a traffic light there. North Main Street and 225, there's going to be another light. I think it's just not going to stop. I think we're going to have more and more lights. As far as the pollution goes, on Dunstable Road, it's cars. So almost 100% cars. Very few trucks are on Dunstable Road. Route 40 is where the trucks are. They're going to be stopping from zero and then starting up, switching their gears, and the smoke and the diesel and things like that. That's where the noise is going to come from. So I don't know how the air quality and the noise pollution and everything else is going to be affected by that. So those are some of the main concerns I have. I think my husband submitted some pictures of you can see Dunstable Road. You cannot see the stop signs until you get right on top of them. And I actually was at the BP station getting gas one day, and someone came right through the Dunstable Road, just went right through it, didn't even see it, and hit somebody. I witnessed the entire accident, and they didn't see the stop sign. It's very hard to see a stop sign. So I know the town doesn't want to pay for it. I was even just thinking here today, I'm like, what if we maybe had somebody take down that tree? There's a big giant tree that's blocking a stop sign. What if we, even as neighbors, just cleared all the brush away? Maybe somehow got some flashing stop signs saying you're approaching a stop sign. And even on Dunstable Road, again, put more signage. Like, just give it a chance. Like, give it a year to see if just by clearing the area and maybe putting up some better signage, we can make a difference.
Selectmen gave Sterrett the go-ahead to meet the benchmarks for securing the $2.4 million in federal funds. In the meantime, they've asked Town Manager Jody Ross to make sure shrubs are cleared away from the Dunstable Road stop signs and tree branches are trimmed.
If we can continue on the timetable that you have, okay? But at the same time, that gives us a year, basically, to see if some other measures work in that area. And if they don't, then we've got more data to sort of support the decision that, you know, we really have tried everything, we've listened to you folks, it just isn't going to work. The risk is just too great at this point, and we really need to go forward with it.
In other actions taken, Selectmen set Monday, July 10th for a special town meeting. There will be 2 warrant articles. Voters will be asked to approve additional funding for the combined dispatch center, and they will be asked to approve funding for a schematic design study for a partial roof replacement at the Abbott School. Watch the entire Selectmen's meeting at WestfordCAT.org. And before I send it back to Ira, I'd like to invite college-level students with experience writing for a school newspaper to intern here at WestfordCAT. You would work with me and others to produce multimedia projects rooted in solid reporting and writing. Your stories will appear on our WestfordCAT news website, and you'll leave with a portfolio of writing samples. If you're interested, please email a cover letter and a resume to me at jcrane@westfordcat.org. Back to you, Ira.
You may have noticed orange barrels lining Littleton Road near the Tadmuck Road intersection. That's a mass highway project that is designed to improve traffic and provide safer passage for pedestrians and bicyclists. Among the planned improvements are a traffic light, sidewalks on both sides of the street, wheelchair ramps, and crosswalks on all 4 approaches to the intersection. The road will be widened to accommodate a southbound right turn lane on Tadmuck Road. And the entire project is expected to be completed in fall of 2018. With the retirement of Michael Parent this school year, Westford Academy Athletic Director Dan Twomey will step into the role of Dean beginning July 1st. A few weeks ago, we asked Twomey to reflect on his transition and asked him how he feels about it.
I've been a high school athletic director for 12 years, 7 years here at Westford Academy, and 5 years at Groton and Dunstable. Before that, I was a teacher for a couple of years at Groton and Dunstable. And certainly it was one of those things. I got into education to be in education and be a teacher and, coach. And I was very lucky to get the job as an athletic director at a young age, and has led me here, which is a great place. And I want to continue to be here. And for me, I wanted to continue to grow as an administrator. And the opportunity presented itself to be a dean here, and I thought that was really a great fit. So I can still contribute to the school in a positive way with the students and the faculty and the parents. And I'm really looking to get to that side of being an administrator, where I can have more of an impact on more of the student population.
And here's the latest news from Town Hall.
Hi, I'm Jody Ross, Town Manager. Last night at the Board of Selectmen meeting, they chose to call a special town meeting. This will be July 10th at the Abbott School at 7:30. The primary purpose is the Permanent Town Building Committee's request for additional funding for the dispatch center. The fire station project is very much under budget, but the dispatch center has gone a little bit over budget, and also some of the funding we were expecting is taking a little longer to get to the town. So please mark your calendar for July 10th. We do need 200 voters to begin the meeting, and it's very important that we get our dispatch center completed and open for our 911 calls. We also, the selectmen, opened a warrant for our October town meeting, which we have annually, October 16th. It is where we balance our budget and take care of any important business that can't wait until the annual town meeting in March. Thanks very much, and talk to you next week.
We saw a heat wave last week, but the weather pattern looks like it might be changing. Here's Joe Seppi with the forecast.
Hello, Westford. This is Joe Seppi with the weather forecast for this weekend, week of June 19th. It looks like more seasonable temperatures return to the area after this week's heat wave. Temperatures will be in the upper 70s and low 80s on most days, with just a few chances of rain showers. Here's what's coming up. what's for weather. Have a great week, everyone.
And here's Rekha Sharma with this week's health tip.
Hi everyone, I'm Rekha Sharma back with the new health tip for WestfordCAT News, your Ayurveda practitioner. Ayurveda is a traditional system of healing from India focusing on the oneness of mind, body and spirit. Today I'm going to talk about pomegranate. Pomegranate is an excellent fruit for anorexia or digestive disorders. It brings about the balance of fire and water and earth elements of the body. In case of diarrhea, pomegranate juice helps to soothe the intestines. Pomegranate powder can also be added to the salads. It also relieves excessive thirst and burning sensation in the mouth. It is also beneficial in arthritis and joint pains. So add some pomegranate juice or powder in your diet to get the benefits. Too much drinking of pomegranate juice may cause constipation. If you have any allergies, please contact your healthcare provider before consuming. I'll be back with a new health tip. Bye for now.
JJ, a long-haired 13-year-old cat's available now for adoption at the Lowell Humane Society. Here's Patty Stocker with more info on how you can adopt a loving pet.
Be sure to stop by the Lowell Humane Society this week, where you will no doubt fall in love with at least one of the loving pets available now for adoption. Animal caregiver and adoption counselor Erin Milligan introduced me to beautiful 13-year-old long-haired JJ.
This is JJ. She is 13. No. She really loves being petted. You do want to make friends with her first, though. She can be a bit shy in the beginning. Once you and her best friends, though, she really loves being pet. She'll lean into it a lot. Sometimes she'll roll around for you to pet her. She also enjoys high places to perch from. They make her feel comfortable. She came to us back on the beginning of May. She came from a vet hospital. They took her in hoping to find her a home. They just were not able to do it on their own, unfortunately, so they brought her here for help. They had her for about a year before she came here. She will certainly explore and she will chat with you. She is declawed on her front feet. She would prefer a home without other cats. Older, cat-savvy kids she may do fine with. I think she might enjoy it if she had a place where she could sit by a window and just stare at the birds going by.
To learn more about JJ or any of the other pets available now for adoption, or to find out how to donate, volunteer, foster a pet, or fill their wish list, go to lowellhumanesociety.org or visit them at 951 Broadway Street in Lowell. Call 978-452-7781. For WestfordCAT, I'm Patty Stocker.
And now, here's WestfordCAT intern Katie Sawasik with this week's events. Katie's a rising junior at UConn in stores.
Thanks, Ira. The Westford Farmers Market opens Tuesday, June 20th on the Town Common. The hours of operation are 2:30 to 6:30 p.m. Available will be locally grown fruits and vegetables, meats, eggs, and cheese. There are prepared lunch and dinner options. SNAP bonus bucks are available. A private donation doubles the food allowances provided by the federal government to neighbors in need. To make a donation, please visit sustainablewestford.org. Local musicians will perform, kids will keep busy with crafts and games, there's parking at the First Parish Church United, the J.V. Fletcher Library, the Rodenbush Community Center, and the Abbott School. For more information on the farmers market, email info@sustainablewestford.org. The Rodenbush Community Center has lots of kids' activities for the summer, including a kids' dynamic comics program for ages 8 to 16. The workshop runs Thursdays from June 29th to August 10th from 4 to 5:30 p.m. If your child loves to draw, this art class will give him or her the chance to create avatars, make up characters for their stories, and create environments like Middle Kingdoms and other cool places. The cost is $150 for non-members and $147 for members. For the summer months at the Cameron Senior Center, a farm-to-table meal will be served once a month. The freshly picked produce will come from the fields of World Peace Sustainable Farming Project in Lowell. The first lunch takes place on Friday, June 23rd at 12:30 p.m. Sign up by calling 978-692-5523. The cost is $5 per person. Back to you, Ira.
And that's it for this week, Westford. We leave you with photos from the historic Abbott Estate.